What's up? We're back. Back. Gamblers are us. Gus the Bus, Scott. Had a little bit of an off season. Had to take a little bit of a break. We had a little bit of
Situation.
some things going on in our house, so we had to take care of. But we are back in the swing of football season. It is right upon us, and that is the most popular time for sports betting. So I thought it was only right to bring it back right as football season starting. We have college football starting this weekend. Actually, have some games on as we speak. It's Thursday at when we're recording this, but got NFL starting in exactly a week from today. Still got baseball going, so we'll look a little bit of a baseball, but everybody wants to know about football, so let's get into it. Like we said, college starts this weekend. So first things first, let's look at some future bets. We always love some future bets. Sorry, we're having a little technical problems. We don't have the FanDuel up on us, so we are still using. Why am I yelling?
I don't know why you're yelling, but
You heard that?
yeah.
I got so loud there for no reason. But we are still using the FanDuel app. There's a bunch of different apps you can use. FanDuel, DraftKings. The one that you were using, I haven't really got to bet on yet, but I know you signed up for it, ESPN Bet.
Oh yes.
How's that? Look, this is a perfect. Let's start off with that. ESPN Bet, a new betting service. You used it. How do you like it?
It's okay. I prefer FanDuel's interface more, honestly. But they do give you some like good rewards on the app. Like some good like perks or I guess.
Yeah, see, I like what I like FanDuel the most about is like during NFL season, you can do the same game parlays and you got the profit boost and everything like
Yeah.
that. So
You can't beat a
you
profit.
can't beat a profit boost, but
It's free money.
we still are using FanDuel. That's going to be our main app that we're going to talk about, our different odds. Most apps, they're around the same, but this is the one we're using. I would say it's probably the most popular sports betting app on the market, I'd say.
It's probably the easiest to use with the interface as well, like
Very clean cut.
Yeah, the ESPN, I didn't like the way it kind of just like looked and flowed. But this one, chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Well, so let's take a look at some of the college football futures. Take a look at national championship odds as the top team coming in. Georgia with the best odds to win the national championship at plus 280. So it's not that bad, but then coming behind them is Ohio State at 2, Oregon at 3, Texas at 4, and Alabama at 5. So the top 5 teams, very respectable teams in college football, probably some of the top teams, but to have right behind them, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, and LSU.
Yeah.
That's now those 3 I could see doing well, but do I really see them winning the championship? Now, the whole thing with this upcoming season, they've expanded the college football playoff, so
anything could happen.
Anything could happen. Out of these teams, who are you looking at to possibly put some money down on to win you the national title?
Obviously, I want to go with the Michigan Wolves.
Shout out, go Blue, us Michigan fans, reigning champs, go Blue, real championship, no cheating. Screw you. Sorry, I had to put that out there. Go Blue. Champs.
But if I had to pick somebody non-biased, I'm going with Texas. I feel like Ewers is just that guy.
He is really nice. I think it's going to be a tough battle. I think this upcoming draft, the next season, for who's going to be the top quarterback taken out. But Quinn Ewers, if he has a good enough season, he can argue for the top quarterback. I think it's a 3-headed race right now between him, Shador Sanders, and Carson Beck from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
People don't talk about Carson Beck a lot, but that man is a beast. He was a top recruit coming out of high school, sat behind Stetson Bennett, but when he got his time, he beat out a couple other guys. Like there was this other former 5-star they had, Brock Vandegrift, who transferred to Kentucky. I know all these players too, by the way, because of College Football 25. Yeah. Like I know I'm a big college football fan, so I know a lot of the recruits, but that game took it up a notch for me. I know everybody now.
If you haven't tried it, give it a try.
It's so much better than Madden. Madden is in the dust.
Yeah.
In the dust.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I haven't even thought about buying it. I'm so much having fun with college football. And just like the Dynasty mode and the Road
This is
to the
just every
Glory.
mode, honestly. It's just been a
You
blast.
played online?
Not yet.
I played a couple games online. I'm pretty nice online.
Oh yeah.
See, the thing I like about it is it caters to offense. And in Madden, I always sucked on defense, but I was always good at offense. So this game's like my
Yeah,
specialty.
if you're good at juking in this game, that's all.
Oh, dude.
If you have shifty,
Hurdling? Hurdling is the
really?
key. Time your hurdles right, you'll fucking.
Oh.
First one of the year, boys. First one of the year.
Was it me?
Wow. I am so disappointed in myself. But if you can time the hurdle, it is so superb. So superb. Stop laughing. We're just gonna go. We're gonna run past
I
it.
know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We're gonna have to put a beep or something. But one team I'm looking at for these national championship odds. See me scrolling? You see me
I see you
scrolling?
scrolling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you thought wrong. I'm looking at Oregon. They retained a lot of talent from last year. They got a new starting quarterback, Dylan Gabriel from Oklahoma, a transfer over there. Shout out Leroy, go Ducks. And Schwartz, I guess.
Ah, yeah.
More Leroy. But yeah, I think defensively, if they can hold people down to at least like 20 points, 25 points, they're going to be putting up a lot of points. The big knock on them, I think, this year is them having to play in the Big Ten. A
Yeah.
lot of additions to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
But if they can, survive most of those games, I think they're going to be a sneaky pick. Not really that sneaky as they have the third best odds, but
Yeah, but still, that Big Ten, you never know. As you can see, right above them, Ohio State.
Ohio State, they spent $20 million this offseason to improve their team.
On what? Like transfers
Like
and stuff?
transfers and like coaches and a bunch of
That's
stuff.
ridiculous.
$20 million.
They,
NIL is changing the game.
I know, it really has.
And they're just like proud about it too. They're just like,
Well, they
yeah,
did it before, but
20
you
mil.
just couldn't tell them.
20 mil.
You know, Nick Saban was giving out those Hellcats.
That wasn't him. It was those boosters, man. Open check. Cha-ching.
What do you want?
Excuse me. I had a little thing back there.
Yeah.
But looking at some other future bets, look at the Heisman. I was just talking about him. Dylan Gabriel, the transfer to Oregon, has the best odds to win the Heisman. Now, I know he's going to do well, but to have the number one odds for the Heisman, it's interesting. Carson Beck at number 2, Quinn Ewers at 3, what is it, Milrow?
Yeah.
Milrow at 4. Literally, all these guys I'm looking at are only quarterbacks. I feel like this is like, at this point, a quarterback.
Until defense, cornerback.
Charles Woodson, the GOAT.
No,
But,
this year it's going to be another.
Will Johnson.
It's going to be Will Johnson.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do enough, I don't think.
You don't think so?
No,
Hey,
Charles Woodson was the only defensive player, and he got it because of all the stuff he did on offense as well.
you never know.
But looking at these guys, a bunch of quarterbacks, Will Howard for Ohio State. I don't know how to say the Tennessee's quarterback's name.
Do it.
Nico
You got that part?
Lamalieva.
Lamaleeva.
Yeah, it's definitely something. But new starting quarterback over there. It's gonna be interesting for the Heisman. You liking any of these guys? You liking somebody that's not on the list? Maybe like a Shador Sanders down lower, Travis Hunter down lower, or somebody that's just like you said, a wild ball and Will Johnson. That's your hot take one, but let's get serious.
Okay.
Let's get
My
serious.
serious one is obviously probably Quinn Ewers. I have him winning it all. I just think he's gonna have the best, like the best college stats of not of all time, but top 5 probably this year.
Texas has had a lot of good quarterbacks in the past too,
Mm-hmm.
so he's got a lot to stand up for.
Or
You like that Texas team?
I do this year. I do like that Texas team, but if I had to pick like a sleeper pick,
Let's open the list a little bit more so you can see some
okay,
people that are also on the list. Jackson Dart, quarterback for Ole Miss. Shador Sanders. Cam Rising, the 7th-year senior. That's serious. I was
right there.
serious. I was dead serious. Right where?
Ollie Gordon.
Ooh, Oklahoma State, the running back.
Yeah.
He's nice.
He is nice, and
He's really
he had
nice.
that scandal I think not too long ago. You know what his coach said? He's playing.
Yeah, what was the scandal? Wasn't he like Drunk driving or something?
Yeah, something not very
Or did
good.
he hit his baby mama?
Oh no, no. It was drunk driving because I think the coach.
That's when the coach
Coach
came
said,
out. He's like, "I've done that before. Two beers?
who hasn't had two beers
Who hasn't had two beers and driven before?" I don't know. I guess I have too.
I plead the fifth.
I shouldn't have said anything. But yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. Ollie Gordon for Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how they're gonna do. I think they're gonna do well, but I think they're getting just favored a little too much in the Big 12. I think there's a lot of good teams in the Big 12. They're obviously going to be up there, but they have a lot of other stuff they got to look at besides just a running back,
Yeah, but
defense, other playmakers on the offense.
he's just gonna have the stats.
Where'd it go? Oh no, we got the TV. I don't know for all the viewers looking at the video stream, not the video stream, the video. There we go.
Boom.
We had to,
Technical
like I said, we
difficulties.
had to makeshift our background right now.
It
Hopefully you can see.
is
Hopefully you can
what
see
it
it well with the
is.
light too. We're just calling it. We're just
Yeah,
calling ourselves out.
yeah. We'll have you guys a better setup next time. We promise.
We promise.
We'll
We
try.
we try. We'll try. Yeah, we'll try. Um, looking at some of these Heisman, I don't know if he'll win Heisman, but Luther Burden from Missouri, he is gonna.
I don't think I'm familiar with his game.
You are not familiar with his game.
I'm not.
No.
Who is
So
this?
he was a
Luther.
he was a top recruited wide receiver coming out of high school. Was from the Missouri area, but he had like offers to like Alabama, Georgia.
Oh,
This
so he's
school,
just a
that school,
hometown boy.
and he decided to stay home and go to Missouri. It was a very hot take at the time, but he is by far and out their best player. He's probably going to be drafted as one of, if not the top receiver this year in the next upcoming draft. Yeah, he is really good for Mizzou.
How big? Like what's it?
I'm not exactly sure about his physicals, but he's like one of those guys. He's got the speed, but he can run any route in the tree.
Huh. So he really went like with that college like football game, where it says like hometown.
Yeah, like he was like he was a
Full.
5-star and he went hometown. He's like,
He's
I
a
want to stay
full
home.
hometown though.
Yeah, and he's been there for a couple of years now. He's been really balling out. Looking at some other like skill position players, you got Quinshawn Judkins from Ohio State, a very highly touted transfer from Ole Miss coming to Ohio State. I just don't think he's going to get as much work to look at the Heisman. They still have Travion Henderson, who is by far their best back on their team. Well, I wouldn't say their best back, but by far their number one guy. He's been on the team the
He's their
longest.
workhorse.
Yeah. Dylan Raiola. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Rookie.
I would say
Freshman quarterback for Nebraska. Dude looks just like Patrick Mahomes.
like
I kid you not.
like physically or
Everything.
or the way he plays.
Everything. He wears number 15. He walks. You know how that stupid Patrick Mahomes walks just like him.
Kermit the Frog.
Plays like him. Throws like him. I don't think nobody talks like him. Come on now.
That's kind of crazy though.
He talks like this. I'm Kermit the Frog. I'm Patrick Mahomes. See what that was split? You Tyreek go deep. Tyreek
Go deep.
Tyreek go deep. Travis, tell Taylor Swift I need tickets. It's like a Kermit the Frog. I started getting a little wild at the end there.
You were going in. I just let it go.
Kermit the Frog. But looking at just college football playoffs to make, there's a lot of I forget exactly. Is it 12 teams now that make it?
Yeah, because
we got to look this up for the next episode.
I think it's 2-2 in the first round because there's two people.
Well, I know 4 teams get buys. 14.
Yeah,
the top 4 teams get
get buys, and then 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, so 12.
I'm wondering how many different conferences are going to make it.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be
there's
that much vast anymore because they're really starting to compact the conferences with the
But, you think there's going to be like any like
weird ones,
like American Athletic Conference or like
what, like Temple?
No, not okay. Temple is a
no. I'm just saying,
but yeah, like that conference, something
like Army,
that, like Tulane or like
who else is in there? So is Toledo in there?
Toledo. No, I don't. I think Toledo's in like. Ooh, you think anybody's gonna make it from the MAC? You don't even know what the MAC is, do you?
I don't.
Maction. If you know, you know. Mac college football is some of the best. Look it up. It's great.
Who's in that conference?
It's like Ball State and like different colleges like that. But like I feel like they always play at night. So it's like you watch it late at night. And plus Barstool does a big thing about it, Mac action. Fun, 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 fun.
Let's see.
So we're gonna look at some win totals, or actually no. Conference winners. Oh, you can only bet on the Big 12 and SEC right now. No
That's a
Big
little weird.
10.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, why not the Big Ten? Especially with all
Oh,
the
the new
additions.
new
Yeah,
edition. Maybe that's
USC,
why.
UCLA, Washington, Oregon.
And isn't it like now it doesn't matter who wins East or West, it's just best two teams?
No, I think it still matters, buddy.
I,
But the thing was, is that the West was
what's
always
the, it
terrible.
was Iowa or like Nebraska.
Yeah,
Or I mean
or
Wisconsin, I
Wisconsin,
meant. Yeah.
or yeah, something like that. Because the East had Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. They got all the good one, or
Hmm.
the good Big Ten teams. So all those teams are getting added into the West. I think they might take a team or two out from the West and put them in the East to like equal it out. But yeah, that's like their like solution to make the West good is to add all those teams.
But they're still not Ohio State, Michigan, Penn
Let's be
State.
real, yeah.
It's
They don't
the
play
only one is Oregon. They're good. Don't get me wrong, but like UCLA, USC, like they're
you
all
give me
right.
UCLA in Michigan in November.
I'm taking
Those kids aren't going to be able to take. It's crazy. I say kids because they are kids to me now. That's kind of
they're
crazy.
kids to me.
They're around your age.
They're a little bit younger
They're
than
a
me.
little bit younger. They're not kids to you,
They're
but they're literally kids to me. Like okay. So looking at the Big 12, number one team to win it, Utah, then Kansas State, then Oklahoma State. We were just talking about Oklahoma State with Ollie Gordon and everything.
Yeah.
So they're not even the favorite to win the Big 12. How are you feeling about the Big 12? Who do you think is going to come out of this? And are you confident with going to Utah as the favorite?
No, I think Ollie Gore is just going to have that crazy season. He's going to win Heisman. Is my dark horse, and I see Oklahoma State winning the division.
Really, at plus 850.
Get your money's worth.
Get your money's worth. All right, so Scott's going with Big 12, Oklahoma State. You know, I don't think they're going to win it, but don't be shocked if Kansas makes some noise this year. They have a lot of guys on their team that are seniors that like been on the team for a while now that have stuck together. A lot of them didn't transfer; they stayed on the team. They didn't commit to the draft. They got a lot of talent on that team. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make some noise in the Big 12. So we'll be on the lookout for this year with Kansas, my friends.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think it's just Utah's division they lose with Cam Rising, especially this seventh year senior. I'm not even kidding.
7 years?
7 years.
How did it? What was it like? The
Red, I
COVID?
think it was red shirt year. He had a COVID year, and I think he had like an injury year.
Oh, and they let him,
And then there was like the other 4 years,
and he has the one extra year, I guess.
somehow. No, those 3 years and then the 4 years. So like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. But there was a red shirt year, there was a COVID year, and then I think if like you get injured in a certain time or whatever, and it's so severe, you get like another year because of that. And I think that was him. I don't know. Let us know
If you,
why, but I'm almost positive 2 of those years was a red shirt year and a COVID year.
I know the COVID year gave everybody basically an extra year.
Everybody got a year, extra year. That was crazy. We're still seeing the effects of that COVID year, like we said with Cam Rising.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the Big 12. It's Utah. They're going to be a top team this year.
Now
They're
let's go
going
to
to the
the
college football playoffs. Now this is the real
Division
juicy
one.
SEC. What I'm intrigued is that Alabama is only the third favorite in this division. Obviously, Georgia's going to be the top dog. Then it comes Texas with Quinn Ewers, then Alabama, and then another shocker, Ole Miss at number 4.
That is a
Ole Miss
sleeper team.
they got a lot of good talent though,
Sleeper.
especially with their quarterback Jackson Dart, a sleeper for the Heisman as well.
Dart.
That's literally his
I
last
know,
name.
Dart.
Throwing darts, Jackson Dart.
What a
Jackson
dart from the Dart man.
But yeah, who you got here?
Well, seeming I'm gonna have Texas in a lot of things. I'm just gonna stick with my guts. I'm going Texas.
It's weird to call them the underdog, but I'm going with the underdog, and I'm going with Alabama.
You know, that is so funny to say, like, underdog Alabama, because
You
it's,
would expect. I think the main thing that makes them the underdog now is no Nick Saban.
yeah,
They still have a good
plus,
coach in Kellen DeBoer. I think that's how you say his first name, Kellen, like Kellen Moore, Kellen DeBoer, Washington's old head coach. But they lost a lot of talent because Nick Saban's not there anymore. Caleb Downs, their best player, all American freshman, transferred to Ohio State.
God,
Gone.
God.
But yeah, those are some futures that we have been looking at. Now let's take a look at week one. Some week one matchups, if we can load it. Give us a second.
Boom, boom,
Boom.
boom.
All right. So I know one of the big games is going to be Clemson, number 14, traveling to number one Georgia.
Yeah,
12 and a half spread for Georgia. Over under at 48 and a half. What do you like? Who do you like? What are you going?
I'm taking Georgia, but I might not take the 12 and a half, but I don't want to take the money line here either. I think it's a pretty safe bet if you go with a 7.5 here.
7.5. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Because you know,
I'm gonna be
you
honest with
it's
you.
week one.
Yeah, it's week one, but I really think Dabo Sweeney is on the hot seat. I think this is gonna be another terrible year for Clemson. I think he's gonna get the heck on out of there. I think they're gonna blow Clemson out. I think I'm gonna go with the spread for Georgia, the 12 and a
Really?
half. Yeah, I'm going with the 12 and a half. I think they're gonna.
I think you might as well just hit the 13 at that point.
Well, I want the 12 and a half. They're giving me
Nah,
12
go
and a
for
half.
14 now.
I want the 12 and a half. Give me the 12 and a half. Another game, prime time. Well, not prime time, but 12 o'clock.
Prime
Number
time.
8, Penn State against West Virginia. 8.5, though. West
Mm,
Virginia's got a pretty good team. Sleeper team.
yeah.
Um, I like Penn State, though, with the 8.5. I think Penn State's going to, do what they normally do, come out really hot. So, like, that shows that they're going to be trying to be a top team. And then they're going to verse a real team and they're going to get spanked. But West Virginia ain't too much of a real team. They're a good team. They're not a real team. Make that make sense? I did.
Upset alert.
West Virginia?
Give me West Virginia money line.
Let's be real. James Franklin sucks. Terrible
That's
coach.
he's what is it? What is he? What turtle is that? You know what I'm talking about?
No,
People like there's like a meme of him with
I don't know what
cards.
you're
It's like a
talking about.
cartoon turtle.
Okay. Number 19, Miami, the U traveling down to the swamp and going against Florida. Florida Gators. 2.5 point spread, though, in the favor for the Canes. Do you liking this game?
Mm. You know, it's a Florida matchup, so you know it's always gonna have that little bit of rivalry to see who's like the best in the state.
All those kids are from Florida. They always pick their teams and then they rep them.
Just like Michigan State.
Yeah. Or Ohio State. It's right there too.
Yeah.
All those guys are going there. But like, yeah, you got Miami, Florida, Florida State. A lot of
I'm
teams.
I think I'm just gonna go with Miami. Give me the U, but I might take the over on this game too. 'Cause I
Yeah,
think
it's
it
gonna be
might.
a lot of high scoring.
Yeah, I
I
think
could
it's
see
gonna
it.
be a
I
duel.
could see it. I'm also gonna go Miami. I'm gonna go with the spread 2.5. I think they're gonna win by at least maybe a touchdown. So
Give us the
give us the U. The U. Um Besides that, though, week one, another really enticing one. Number 20, Texas A&M at home against number 7, Notre Dame.
team.
Notre Dame,
They still don't want a conference.
yeah. Of all this conference alignment,
They still don't want a conference.
it's always gonna hurt them. But they got a big Sam Hartman left their quarterback. They got to transfer Riley Leonard from Duke. Looked like he was going to be a top quarterback last year before he, I think, broke his ankle.
I don't know.
So he's coming back healthy, playing on a Notre Dame team. I think they'll be well. They'll probably make the playoffs just because at the end of the year they'll be a top 12 team because they play nobody, but
Yeah.
they're not that great. But 2.5 point favorite to Texas A&M though. That shows you right there how they feel about Notre
Yeah.
Dame.
I
I don't think Texas A&M is that great either though. So I'm gonna go Notre Dame here with the plus 2.5.
Give me Texas A&M home team. I feel like they got probably the crowd, the energy coming out week one. And as you said, Notre Dame, with the injury
Yeah.
reports from the past, I can't see it.
Then we look at some primetime games. LSU number 13 going to USC number 23.
That's a good
Four
game
and a
right
half
there.
point spread for LSU. They are the favorite. Who you got?
This is a tough matchup right here.
A lot of, new faces in both teams. Both teams have new quarterbacks. LSU has to have a whole new, pretty much receiving core with Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas leaving.
Gone,
Gone.
gone.
But USC without Caleb Williams, how are they going to do?
Uh, Plus, who's the one guy that got drafted too? The receiver,
Um,
Jerry Rice's kid, right?
oh, maybe. Yeah.
Brendan Rice, I
Brendan
think.
Rice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking LSU though. Just uh, I'd probably just take the money line just to be safe.
I think I'm with you there. I like LSU, but I don't know. They might only win by a field goal. If
Maybe
that.
not even,
Yeah, maybe not even.
because it is college. That kicker just missed that one kick, you win by 1 point.
Literally.
Happens pretty often.
Literally. Yeah. So we got a fun week one ahead. Looked at some futures, and college football is ahead of us. So now the big dog, NFL. Week away, like we said, Thursday night football, Baltimore Ravens traveling to the reigning back-to-back champions, Kansas City Chiefs for opening night in the NFL week one. Then very next night, very first Friday night football for the NFL in Brazil, in a scary place.
Where you
Apparently,
can't wear green,
can't wear green.
and they pick
don't,
two teams that wear green.
and they tell you to not walk the street with your phone out
Why?
because you'll get robbed. They'll jack it right from your hand.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. But as we take a look at the NFL, let's take a look at some future bets first, starting with Super Bowl odds. As we take a look, Kansas City Chiefs are the favorites with the number one best odds. Then coming at two, the San Francisco 49ers, then followed by the Ravens, then the Lions, then the Philadelphia Eagles, and then the Houston Texans. Those are the top six teams with the best Super Bowl odds. Who you liking for the Super Bowl? Even not just those. Those are just the top six. I said.
Yeah. Biased to me.
Obviously we're gonna go the Birds. We're Eagles fans. Go Birds
for the sake
Doc, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith. You see him right there.
For the sake of the pod, I'm gonna go with my second option.
Go second option.
An
interesting money sprinkle.
Yeah, let me see. It's.
Oh, you're really going down. Are you going one of the worst teams?
No, I'm just curious of the odds, to be honest.
Are you gonna say the Giants or something?
No, all right. Daniel Jones is no savior now. Tommy DeVito, on the other hand.
Tommy DeVito was a savior.
Tommy Cutlets.
He was a savior.
So my dark horse is probably the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, you took mine, you son of a gun. Fins up, baby. Fins up.
2,200 odds.
Yeah, but you look at the division they're in a tough division. Division. How do they have worse odds than the Dallas Cowboys?
It's never their year. But they
them boys.
We them boys.
Hold on. We making noise.
You know what they're the boys of?
We them boys.
Not making the Super Bowl.
No, we them boys. We them boys. Back to being serious. One team I am looking at was some long odds, They're the 8th team right now. They haven't really gotten it done, but they're always still pretty good. Buffalo Bills.
You can't beat them.
You can't knock them out. Josh Allen, he'll throw a pick here and there or multiple, but he's going to get you 5 touchdowns.
And he won't beat Patrick Mahomes.
How do you think they're going to do without Stephon Diggs?
Fine.
I think Keon Coleman is going to do very well this year.
I see.
I'm very high on Keon Coleman.
I'm more of Khalil Shakir. I feel like he's going to take the load.
Okay. All right. You're just trying to be different.
All right.
You're just trying to be different.
I'm not
just trying to be different.
Just watch.
No, you're just trying to be different.
I'm just saying, just watch.
You're just trying to be different.
I am.
Why
I
you
guess
so,
so.
why are you so different?
Because I'm small. I'm
No,
real small.
no,
I'm small. All right,
no.
we'll watch this back a few weeks into the season, and I'll be able to say I told you so.
Khalil Shakur,
Shakur,
whatever the freak his name is.
yeah. Shakir, Khalil
Shakur?
Shakir.
No, it's Keon Coleman. Let's be
It's
real.
fine. It's fine. Think what you want.
Curtis Samuel?
No,
You don't like Curtis Samuel?
I do, but he's not going to be number one between those two.
You don't think?
No.
Curtis Samuel, the GOAT, man. The absolute GOAT, Curtis Samuel. Looking at some season leaders, this is one of the things I love. I was talking about it at the radio station the other day with my boy Steven. Shout out, Steve. Hope you're listening.
Steve.
You can bet on who leads the league in rushing yards, passing yards, receiving yards, interceptions, all these different
Apps.
all these different stats, rookies. There's a lot of different ones. So let's just take a quick look down at all of them. First off, most passing yards, CJ Stroud is the leader.
That's a little.
Over Patrick
I
Mahomes?
know.
Patrick Mahomes?
You got to figure that he's.
Stroud has better odds over me. How dare you have better odds over me? I am the best quarterback in the league.
My question is, do you think
You're at 3.
Joe Burrow? I'll wear his jersey next.
Let's get a poll. Let's hopefully get a poll going or a vote. Do you think Scott looks like Joe Burrow
If I had the glasses off and he didn't have
and clean cut?
and he wasn't beach blonde hair anymore.
He looks like Slim Shady.
He
He's
does.
Eminem.
He
You
does.
got to do it
His
for the football
his
season.
picture in the sleeper app is Slim Shady. It's
Is it?
Eminem.
You
Yeah.
got to do it this year. You got to do your whole look.
What, go Slim Shady?
Yeah, for Joe Burrow in honor.
Absolutely not.
Do whatever he does, Scott. Do whatever he does.
Absolutely not.
Look, I started going with the Austin Matthews mustache.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't look like Austin Matthews.
Yes, I do.
It's okay.
I'm like the fat Austin Matthews.
See, that's the part you forgot.
I still look like Austin Matthews, though.
It's okay.
Pull up an Austin Matthews photo and show me. We have the same nose. We have the same face.
All right, next episode we'll have it up for the
Yeah, we're gonna have a Joe Burrow photo. We're gonna show Scott, and then we're gonna have an Austin Matthews photo with me, and we're gonna see who looks more like the other person.
Okay, and we'll have the poll. The people will decide.
Regular season rushing yards: Christian McCaffrey coming out 1, Jonathan Taylor 2, Bijan Robinson 3. One thing I'm shocked: Derrick Henry. He's all the way down at 6.
Well,
I know the offense. He's on the Ravens. He's going to get pushed a little bit by Lamar Jackson. That's a run-first offense with one of the best running backs in the league. Come on, dog.
yeah. Plus, like, who would they throw it to?
Zay Flowers?
Other than him.
Rashad Bateman's not bad.
See, when you have to say not bad, it's not great either. Then,
It's not bad, though.
but if you look at,
But he's not bad.
all right. I'm probably
Who's
going.
their wide receiver 3?
What?
Who's their wide receiver 3?
Who are we talking about
The
again?
Ravens.
The Ravens.
Who are we talking about again?
Nelson
You
Aguilar.
forgot that quick.
I did because I got
Is it-
too invested
is
in
it
there.
Nelson Aguilar?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you got upset.
Odell left. Devin Duvernay left.
Yeah, pretty sure it's still Nelson Aguilar.
The GOAT. I ain't dropping no babies. I'm like Aguilar.
I remember that clip.
I'm dropping babies like Aguilar. Who you going with the rushing yards?
I want to say Saquon. He's never ran behind a great O line before, and I feel like he's gonna explode.
I love that pick. The only thing I'm concerned about, so many mouths to feed. Some of the touches he would get or some other guys would get are probably going to go to AJ Brown or Devontae
Well,
Smith.
see, no, the thing is like
He'll still get his. He'll still get his,
Well,
but I just think other guys are going to get more opportunities than him.
Saquon's the type of guy that he breaks runs, he breaks big runs, and he could only do that a few times down in New York because their line, let's be real, was never that great.
They're higher than us.
What?
You said down in New York.
All right,
You should have said up in New York.
Up in New York, my bad.
We're near the Philadelphia area. They're higher than us.
Anyway, he hasn't had that O line before, and I feel like that O line's really just going to boost those yards up. He's going to be the best running back in the league this year.
Down in New York.
Shut up.
Up in New York.
Okay, I understand my mistake.
There's a difference.
You made a mistake.
I'm sticking with New York though. Brees Hall, fourth best odds. I think he's going to have the most rushing yards this year. Dude's a monster. The Jets have actually done some good moves this past offseason to really improve that offensive line compared to some of those younger guys they already have that are gonna, take the next step. And as long as Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, Brees Hall is gonna have an even monster finish. He barely even played like the first few games last year because he was coming back from what was it? It was an ACL or an
Yeah, he came
Achilles?
back from that.
ACL,
He's
right?
just got to stay healthy. If he stays
He
healthy,
stays healthy, but when he came back, man, he looked like he didn't even get hurt. He looked like he was like still the same player. You
yeah,
give him a full year, a good offensive line, and a good team. My man's going off.
I'm
My
just
man's going off.
surprised by this.
JT at two.
At two.
I'm surprised, but then you think about it. Literally 2 years ago, he was considered like the best back in the league.
Yeah, but that was 2 years ago. What happened last year?
Okay, well, then again, look at Christian McCaffrey. Last year, he was considered the best back in the league. A few years ago, he was considered injury prone. So then a few years before that, he was considered the best back in the league. The progression of a running back in the NFL. Saquon Barkley, considered one of the best talents in the league a couple years ago.
Injury prone.
Injury prone.
But they go on a new team. They're more injury prone when they're on shitty teams.
Look it. But yeah, I got Brees Hall. I like Brees Hall. Then
That's a
look
good
at the
pick.
receiving yards. Tyreek Hill, the number one favorite. CeeDee
This
Lamb
is
at
a
two.
crazy list.
Justin Jefferson three. Amon-Ra four. Jamar Chase five. AJ Brown six.
So obviously,
Any of those guys could lead the league in receiving yards.
yeah, but obviously there's three top dogs.
Yeah, and they're the top three. Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson.
Because
Who is going to lead the league in receiving yards? You could consider Amon-Ra, but
I know, but I would
I just think
probably
with the amount of passes those other three guys are going to get, it's going to be absurd.
ridiculous. Yeah,
Like everybody on the Dolphins wants Tyreek Hill to beat 2,000 yards, so like that's like a personal goal they have. It's weird.
yeah.
But
They just wanted it.
CeeDee Lamb, he's like the only player on that Cowboys
That's why,
offense.
yeah. I was gonna
And
pick CD
just
Lamb
got
just
paid.
for that reason.
I was thinking about it too, but then Jefferson, he's Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, but at the same time, the quarterback room. At least we know Dak. We know what he can do. And
Sam Darnold is not that bad.
he's not, but we don't know what he can do. What is he?
Yes, we do.
When has
He's
he
been in the
played?
league for a while.
Yeah, but when has he played recently? Exactly,
He
stumped.
played last year,
Oh, really? For who?
the Niners.
Yeah, how many games did he play?
He played a couple games, and I
A
think
couple games.
or he got him a good amount, and like, he played well.
I don't believe
Brock
it.
Purdy was coming back from that elbow injury. Do you not remember?
I do remember.
He played all the preseason, and I think he played like a little bit of week one, and he looked not bad. You give him a solid coach and some talent around him. Sam Darnold is actually not that bad of a. He's not that good, but he's not that bad.
I don't.
He was a first round. He was a top three pick. He's got to have some arm talent.
Mm,
Kevin O'Connell's a good coach.
that's
Sam Darnold's not bad.
either way.
Justin Jefferson's getting his.
It's Justin Jefferson. You just got to throw the ball near him.
Yeah,
He's gonna catch it.
he was hurt a lot last year, so it wasn't really in contention. But yeah, I
It's
could
still
see that.
Stewart, Dak. They're better quarterbacks.
Tyreek too. That's a tough one to beat. That man could get like 300 yards.
All he has to do is just run a straight line.
I don't want to go the same pick, so I'll go Tyreek Hill there. I'll go Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, CD.
Who is going to lead the league in passing touchdowns, Scotty? Patrick Mahomes leading, Dak Prescott 2, CJ Stroud 3.
See, in this category, if he stays healthy, give me Joe Burrow.
Dude, why do you keep taking my picks?
Because they're good picks.
They are good picks. They are really good picks. Yeah, I don't know. Joe Burrow, if he's healthy, the amount of talent he's still got
Joe
around him.
Burrow. That's the only
The only guy besides Brady to go into Arrowhead, go against playoff Mahomes, and beat him toe to toe. Only other guy besides the GOAT.
Joe Shine.
That was a terrible GOAT. That was a terrible GOAT.
Well, do it again. Do it again. That was better, but
it was not great. Not great.
I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah. And besides Patrick Mahomes, that's the only other guy I got is Joe Burrow. Maybe Dak Prescott. I hate the Cowboys,
Nah,
but they have no running backs and they're gonna score points. So
my number three is Josh Allen. He's gonna throw a lot of interceptions, but you know he's gonna throw a lot of
all
touchdowns.
right. All right. Well, last future we're gonna look for stats wise. Most sacks all
Okay,
this season.
this is an
TJ
interesting
Watt
one.
number one, Michael Parsons two, Miles Garrett three.
So TJ Watt, easy, no doubt.
No doubt.
It's gonna be TJ Watt. Mark my words.
Easy.
Oh,
100%.
it's TJ Watt, of course.
Who's better, TJ or JJ?
Oh, JJ. JJ almost won an MVP. He should have won an MVP. He should have. What was it? 20, what, 20 50 years?
I'm going with TJ. I think TJ's the
Dude,
better.
there's no way.
TJ
Dude,
Watt.
there's no
TJ
way.
Watt.
There's no
TJ
way.
Watt.
There's no way.
We
You
can
just said
argue
it.
it all, but I think right as of when their careers are done, it's gonna be easy. But as of right now, TJ Watt is
No, it's
better.
100% JJ Watt.
TJ Watt is the
Dude,
better player than
no.
JJ Watt.
No.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous to
Yeah.
say.
No, it's
Even
not that
even
ridiculous.
TJ
It
Watt
is
said
not that
himself.
ridiculous.
TJ Watt said himself.
Yeah, he's gonna say it himself. He's the younger brother. Of course, he's gonna be humble to his older brother.
No,
TJ Watt is
I
better.
would not be humble to you.
Okay.
I'm 100% better than you. You
At what?
life.
Not at golf. Still beat you in
Nah,
that.
I'll beat you in golf.
There's okay. We're just getting way too off topic, but we're both getting heated right now. There's
We're talking
there is
about sacks.
there is no singular way you're beating me in golf. But anyway, yeah, TJ Watt is winning this. TJ Watt is the best Watt of all time, and he's the best defensive end in the league right now.
And my number two is Max Crosby.
I was gonna say Nick Bosa. Miles Garrett, always a
Yeah,
dog. Always a dog.
I'd probably
Always a
Mike
dog.
over Miles.
Who do you think's winning MVP? Who do you think's winning MVP?
I don't know why he's above, but
Yeah, Jordan Love having the fifth best odds is kind of crazy. Like he ended the season pretty good, but the Jordan Love hype train is actually kind of
crazy. And the reason,
ridiculous.
like the way he got that much money to play how many games?
He only played one. He has played a singular season in his NFL career. He's been in the
No,
league
but
for
how many games does he play like good? Like they were good looking games.
like
Half a season?
not even like the final like 7 games and like 2 playoff games. Maybe not even 2 playoff games. Actually, I think it was 1 playoff game.
MVP. I hate to go against Mahomes, but honestly, give me Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow
I'm loving the odds for Jalen Hurts at
because
plus 1400.
you know he's gonna get those rushing touchdowns,
Yeah.
and that's gonna
And you
contribute
know
a
for
lot.
a fact if he plays well this year, the Eagles do really well. He's gonna, of course, be in the
Have one of the best odds.
yeah. He's gonna have the last year when they were 10-1, he was the favorite, and then they started, you know, we in the bed, and he started losing that rock.
Yeah.
But rookie of the year now. This is the big one.
Yes, yes, it
Who do you
is.
think is winning rookie of the year? I know who I'm going, and I'm not changing my pick no matter.
You know what? This time you tell me first.
Give me Maserati.
What, Marv?
I want Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's winning rookie of the year. I think he's gonna beat it over those quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, any of them. Marvin Harrison Jr. He's gonna have over 1,000 yards. He's gonna have close to 10 touchdowns this year. He's gonna be an absolute monster. He is. Us Michigan fans, we hate to say it when it's Ohio State players.
But he's a dog.
He is the absolute real deal.
You know,
100%.
he would fry it. He used to fry us. That's why we can say it.
And he's from Philly.
I think this
He's a
is
Phillies fan.
I think this is a no-brainer though.
I'm gonna go Caleb Williams.
Dude, he has too much talent around him not to win it.
You're telling me though, okay, he has a good season, but the Bears only get 7 wins tops. Cardinals, on the other hand, get 10 wins, go into the playoffs, and Marvin Harrison Jr. has over 1,000 yards and close to 10 touchdowns. You don't think he gets it?
Well, depends on the stats, I guess.
No, the freak it doesn't. Because stats are never the outlier. People love popularity.
Yeah, and Caleb Williams is pretty freaking popular.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If the stats are good enough, you said he would win it, but like I think he's gonna have insane stats. And it's also the team success. I think the Cardinals are gonna do well this year, actually.
Caleb Williams.
I don't know,
Got
Marvin
that.
Harrison Jr.
I wouldn't even have Marvin Harrison. I probably would.
I'll
It would.
slap you. I'll slap
It
you.
would probably be him or Malik
I'll
Neighbors.
slap you. I'll slap you. All right, well, let's take a look at just some week one lines for the NFL season. Thank you, Scott. I obviously don't know how to work the FanDuel app, apparently.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, guys. I said that earlier in the
Yeah.
episode. He still just can't figure it out after all these episodes.
So I was talking to our buddy Leroy, talking about how this week one slate of primetime
Two
games.
shout outs for Leroy this episode. Shout out Leroy.
Shout out Leroy. Go Ducks. The primetime games we have for week one are actually very, very good.
Well, it's
Like-
week one, that's why.
Yeah, but even there's been past week ones where I feel like they could have done better. This one is chef's kiss. Absolute chef's kiss. Starting off this season, Thursday night football, Baltimore Ravens at Kansas City Chiefs, as we said. Friday night football, another primetime game. Green Bay Packers taking on our Philadelphia Eagles
Go Birds.
in Brazil. Then we go to Sunday night football, and that one, LA Rams at the Detroit Lions, a rematch of the playoff game last year. Jared Goff versus Matthew Stafford, round 2, Sunday night football. And then we rounded off Monday night football. New York Jets traveling to San Fran, getting to see Aaron Rodgers return against a highly touted San Francisco 49ers team. That's a great slate of week one primetime games. If I had to say so myself.
Especially with Aaron Rodgers coming back.
Mm-hmm. And then to top it all off, the very next Thursday night football,
Divisional game.
Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. Man, they are spoiling us.
Thank you.
Fins up, baby. And 4:00 game.
That one right there.
Yeah. Is that also a Saturday game? Oh no, that's Sunday because I was looking at the Eagles game, which had a different date. That's Monday night football. But looking at just the primetime games as we take a look at them. First, the Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs. The spread is at -3 for the Chiefs. Do you think that line? We're not going to pick a line yet. Obviously, we'll do that in the next episode, but we're just previewing it, seeing how much it's going to change. You think that line's going to change, and where are you leaning so far in that game?
I absolutely do think that line will probably change.
Which way?
It's Patty Mahomes and Arrowhead, so you can't go against them. I think it's going to
The
be.
Lions beat them last year in the exact same game.
I
The
understand.
exact same game.
I understand, but it's still. I think it's going to change and go to like a 4.5 spread.
I think it's going to go 2.5.
You think it's going to go
4.5.
lower?
I think it's going to go lower, closer to Baltimore. I think it's going to be a close. I think it's closer you get, it's going to be closer with the odds and everything. But it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. Really interested to see how the Chiefs play offensively and defensively. A lot of new faces on both sides.
Yeah.
A lot of both faces. New faces.
Both faces.
Both faces. What? Friday night football, Green Bay Packers at Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles, a 2.5-point favorite. Is that line moving? And what's going on with that game?
I hope the line moves, but if it doesn't, I'm okay with that because I think the hype train over this Green Bay Packers team is a little too high.
Mm-hmm.
I see the Eagles winning by
Yeah,
probably a touchdown.
Yeah, I see the line moving to at least 3 towards the Eagles. I don't think they're gonna win that much, but I do think the Eagles are gonna win this game in Brazil. Like they were saying, it's a business trip for them.
Yeah.
Then we take a look at Sunday night football. Rams at the Lions. The Lions 3.5-point favorites at home. Think the line's gonna move? They're not gonna move. And what are you thinking so far in this game?
I think that if the line moves, I think it's just gonna maybe move to a 4-point favorite for the Lions, but I don't see it moving much. Maybe even I could see it moving down too.
I don't really see it moving that much. This is gonna be an interesting game. Bounce back game for Stafford coming back to Detroit after losing that playoff game last year.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it now. Don't be shocked if that's a underdog game.
It's always great to watch Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff
Yeah,
always match
such
up.
an underrated quarterback. He is.
Just because of the trade that
Yeah, well, the trade that happened, plus just people. I don't think give Matthew Stafford the credit he deserves.
he needs his flowers.
One of the goats of this era.
I would say so,
Absolutely.
especially the fourth quarter.
Oh, that man was disgusting. Always in prime time. What he did with Calvin Johnson, then he did it with Cooper Cup, and then he did it with Puka Nakua. Now he's gonna do it with who God knows.
Jordan Whittington.
Yeah, whoever they pick.
I don't know, somebody like that.
See, Puka's got a brother.
I did.
Samson Nakua.
He's older though.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's always the older brother that sucks.
Yeah, usually.
Monday Night Football. New York Jets at San Francisco 49ers. A little quick before, we're going to see a debut broadcaster for that ESPN Monday Night Football.
And who would that
Do
be?
you know who it is?
Tom Brady?
No.
Um,
You're close. He did just retire.
like just retire?
Mm-hmm. Literally.
Jason Kelsey?
Boom.
Really?
Jason Kelsey got signed for ESPN.
That's
He's going to be on the ESPN Monday Night Football. Yeah, have you not seen the commercials for him? He's been doing commercials with I think Booger and like Joe Buck or Troy Aikman or something.
I don't think I've really seen any commercials recently.
Oh, dude. Did you also hear about him and his brother's podcast?
Yeah, with that
$100 million.
Money.
Maybe we'll get there one day. Maybe. But yeah, bank. It's gonna be fun. I think Jason Kelsey is gonna bring a fun element to Monday Night Football. Do you like the Monday Night Football broadcast with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman? Do you like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman? As somebody in the broadcasting field, I have my opinion on them, but I want to hear your opinion on them first.
My opinion is they're a little biased to certain teams, and I'm not a huge fan of that.
Okay.
Because you could tell when they get a little too excited, I guess you would say.
I think there's some bias.
Biasm? Yeah, I guess you would say. I don't know if that's a word either, but I will go with it.
I love Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. I've grown over the years. I really enjoy Joe Buck as a broadcaster. I think he does a great, not just football, but what he used to do for baseball. Great play-by-play announcer. I think Troy Aikman is out of all the former athletes who are color commentators now, I think he does a really good job, and just their chemistry together is good. So I think Jason Kelsey in there is going to be fun.
I feel like Jason Kelsey is going to make me want to watch it.
Make you want to watch it even more. So, yeah, we're going to take a look ahead next week, though, a little bit more at these lines, really get into some of the other games and figure out our picks for that. Obviously, like we said, the lines could change a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much a little bit of all the football we got for this episode. Yeah, I know you wanted to a little bit. You want to still talk about some MLB baseball? Nah. Plenty of all talked out with football.
I like the football talk.
Yeah, it's the best part. That's why everybody comes out to see. It's one of the only times some people sports bet is only for football season. So, yeah, we're gonna have a fun season ahead, ladies and gents.
Get those parlays ready.
We're gonna be trying to be posting back on Twitter and everything more. And yeah,
just keep a lookout.
The journey starts again. Thank you for listening. Gamblers are us.